Wow, that turned out really, really well. This is the replacement panel. This is a flexible solar panel made by Renogy. I used to have two hard aluminum panels up here. Now the thing is, with this, you can barely tell that that thing is there. You know, I mean, even from the front, whatever it is, do you see it? Do you see a solar panel? No. Now, issues. So one thing you'll notice right away is that the roof rack will be shielding a little bit of the panel, which is going to cut down on the efficiency, but it's okay. I wanted to run it this direction. This panel's too long for that. So that's one thing. This works out perfectly though for this particular roof. You can see basically it takes up the whole roof. Got to figure out how I'm going to get the wires over there. It may not actually reach. Maybe I'll change that whole thing up. So these are being fastened right now by these little magnets. I put all the magnets on, and then I tried to put it on the roof and align it to where I wanted it to go, and I realized these magnets are so strong that I couldn't get it. So I carefully lifted up each one, put a little paper towel underneath, and did that on all 6 magnets, and then I could slide it around to what I wanted it, and then when you're done, you lift it up, take the paper towel out, and that's it. It's now where it's gonna stay. Now the mistake I made was I actually I started driving with 6 paper towels underneath of these little magnets, and it started to fly off the roof. So don't drive with the paper towels underneath the magnets, because it really needs to have direct contact with the hood. So I put brass. Hopefully this one won't rust. And, you know, I wish it had more anchor points than 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I wish I had some in the front and the back, and maybe a couple more on the sides. It can make me feel a little better. I don't know how fast I can go without this thing flying off. Maybe I'll put some kind of a safety cable or something, because I don't want it flying off. The max speed I've done so far is 45 miles per hour. I'm kind of hesitant to take it on the highway right now. Not at least without putting some sort of tape around here, at least temporary tape, so the air doesn't get underneath and try to lift it up. Although, I mean, trying to lift it up, it doesn't. Oh yeah, it will flip up if you go too fast. So we either need to get heavier magnets or some kind of shroud or something. The other panels had 2 magnets times 4, 8 magnets per panel. But again, this thing's weighed like 25 pounds. This thing, I don't think it weighs 14, and it's all one piece. But this definitely wants to fly, and I'm not gonna let it. Yeah, these wires need to be moved. This was a great idea when the panels were going this way, but I'm thinking directly back. And then the issue I had was the wire comes down here and I didn't want to cut any holes, and ran into the cabin. But the problem was the water slowly dripped down to here and actually rotted out this wood. So if I do put the wires up here, somehow they need to not mess with the seal. And then I'll have to figure this out without cutting any holes. So we're gonna hook this up and see what kind of power we get out of this, even though it's partially shaded. It's gonna be an interesting test. 9:30, we're finally getting some wattage in. 14 watts coming in from the panel. This is 200 watt panel. Still don't have direct sunlight on it. Still not sure how much power is gonna go through. Actually, we're going to turn the inverter on here, and we're going to turn the fridge on. So now the fridge should be running shortly. You'll see it draw about 44 watts. AC, there's nothing on there right now. Come on, kick in, kick in. Maybe I forgot to plug it in. We gotta put a load on this thing because this thing's gonna charge up so quick, and I'm not gonna be able to see how many watts I'm actually getting. Yeah, oh, there you go. Fridge just kicked in, 28 watts. And 15 watts in, that's a deficit, so it should keep my battery going. We got a whopping 30 watts here, which is enough to keep the fridge. No, it's not. There's the sun. It's kind of hazy. And that's what kind of shade we're getting here. I don't know if it's because of this bar and that bar that's reducing it. The only way to find out is to lift it up, but this is not impressing me so far. Shit. I'm hoping it's just because it's a hazy day, but shit, 30 watts. This panel should be putting out 175, 200.